So just welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming through to, this is the last session of our waste management 2022 waste management training at Foxdale Court. We're really excited to just kick off this bright year with a topic which I feel is the most profound and interesting, important topic to be speaking about at the moment, which is recycling and waste management. My name is Angelica. I'm the Managing Director at Foxdale Court, which is an office and retail development and known as Zambia's greenest building. So just to put it into context, today we are going to be focusing on waste management, but here at Foxdale Court, we have lots of different green initiatives. So we have an energy efficiency initiative, rainwater harvesting, sewage treatment, and the waste management. So in terms of the energy efficiency side, we have Zambia's third largest solar plant on our roof. Our solar plant consists of 380 solar panels. We're quite lucky to have a huge proportion of our roof that faces north. We also have a rainwater harvesting system at Foxdale Court. So again, on the Mama Betty building just behind you, if you do just have a look behind, if you turn your heads around, you'll see along the edge of the roof, there's a big gutter, really wide, sort of 30 centimeter gutter, and there's some big downpipes. And we're collecting the rainwater. When it rains, we then collect that rainwater, and it feeds into downpipes, and then we store it in these. We've got 5 12,000 litre tanks where the water is stored in, and we use that for our toilet flushing and also for our garden irrigation. But when we opened the building, it's the landlord's responsibility to manage the waste. At that time, we had a Spar supermarket and a few other line shops as well. And literally, we opened on day one, and there was a mountain of garbage outside, at the back of the supermarket. I went out and I looked at it, and these are some pictures of the very early days. But there was cardboard, there were newspapers, there was plastic, and there was a lot of organic waste as well. I sort of looked at it and I said, oh my goodness, we can't be loading this onto a truck and taking it to a dump site. There must be some recycling companies in Zambia. We must be able to separate. And so that's what inspired our journey. And it really has just been year by year, day by day, month by month, year by year, and now decade. We've hit 1 decade last year of just constantly taking small steps in managing our waste. So this is what our waste management area looked like in 2020, sort of roughly about 10 years after we opened the building. And we'd invested in some cages to separate the paper, to separate the plastic. We've invested in these composting machines. It's a big drum, and we layer the food waste and then sawdust. Food waste is a nitrate, it's a green material, and then sawdust is a brown material, it's a carbon, and we layer the two together, food and sawdust, until it's full. Seal the drum and turn it on a daily basis, and it turns into beautiful compost. But literally last year, these are some pictures of what our waste management area looked like. We had gone back to first base, or even worse than that. And so you wonder, should we just load this onto a truck and send it off to a dump site? Why, or should we bother about separating the waste? Why do we care so much about all of this? And why have you all come to today's talk? And why are we so fussed about recycling at Foxdale Court? And why do we have all of these separate bins? Are we wasting our time? We're not. The reason why we're doing it is because of this. So we have this gigantic mountain of paper, plastic, food waste, tins, glass, and then we have big earth-moving equipment, big excavators that literally drive on top of the waste, and they try to compact it into the ground, and then they burn the waste as well. And we all know the smell of plastic being burnt. It's that sweet smell, and those really black fumes that are going into the atmosphere, releasing lots of huge volumes of carbon dioxide emissions into the atmosphere. trash is cash. There's an absolute direct equivalent between them. And so for your plastic, this is nice, clean plastic. If you take this clean plastic to a plastic recycling company, there's M&F Packaging, there's Habib Enterprises, they will pay you 1,70 ngwe for clean plastic. So in Zambia, what we're doing is we're putting all of this, we're putting kwacha, money, into one big bin, and then we're paying a dump truck. We're paying them. So say, what is it, about 100 kwacha a month or so to have your waste removed, and we're loading kwacha notes onto the dump truck, shoveling it onto the dump truck, driving it off to the Chunga dump site, and then you've got your food waste. All of this food waste makes the most beautiful compost, which you can then use in your gardens at home, in your fields. And so I'd like to just provide you with a little bit more information on composting, just to sort of zero in on that, because I just find it I find it so fascinating. To me, it feels like a huge magic show almost. How does this turn into this? Sort of been at home, we've been making compost for quite some time, but it used to take forever. It used to take like a year or 2 years to make compost. And so I've been doing quite a bit.
I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank you very much for sharing this very important information, some of what you didn't know about it. I know that you have learned and you have explained in detail. We are so grateful and pray that as we go back to our homes, we are going to start from there. Even where we are trading from, maybe start from where we are. Then we are going to spread the same to where we are going. And we pray that this is not going to end here, that the information will spread even to those other people who have it led in it. Maybe as it goes slow, it will make an impact in the life of so many Zambians. Thank you so much for your time and for this program. Keep it up.